You know what makes Minot magic to me?
Good friends.
Great people.
It's our downtown.
You can't beat it.
Welcome.
Rediscover.
Rediscover the magic in Minot.
2020 has been a year. So I tell you what, let's focus on something positive. How about a Citizen of the Year? This year for the State of the City, as you think. Catch though, to some application, or rather the provenance that explains why that this individual deserves the Citizen of the Year award for the city of Minot. So I want you to grab a phone or anything else that you can record on and make your submission. Even if you don't know how to run a camera phone or recording device, we can certainly help you out right here in the Minot Public Library with some great people that can even teach you a new skill. But you know what? We're going to make this even a little better. The winner of the Citizen of the Year is going to have a $1,000 donation made in their name to their favorite charity right here in Minot. That is all compliments of First International Bank and Trust here of Minot, and even for doing such a great job of making that submission, the person that is submitting the video is going to be given $100 in chamber bucks, courtesy of North Dakota Farmers Union Insurance. So, how do you get those submissions? Well, we'll show you how.
What makes Minot magic for me is the way our community comes together. There is no other community that is able to come back from a setback like Minot.
All right, we'll call the December 1st meeting of the Planning Commission to order. Call the roll, please.
Barnett. Here. Bauman. Bollinger. Demakis.
Here.
Fagan. Gates. Hochulter. Coop. Leiter.
Here.
Nestle.
Here.
Offerdahl.
Here.
Sievertson. And Wagenist.
Here.
All right.
All right, meeting quorum will rise for the pledge. Allegiance to the flag.
The United States of America and to a republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next item up is approval of the November 4th, 2020 regular meeting minutes.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Offerdahl to approve. Is there a second? Second by Coop. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, call the roll, please.
Barnett.
Yes.
Demekis.
Yep.
Coop. Yes. Leiter.
Yes.
Nestle.
Yes.
Offerdahl.
Yes.
And Wagenist.
Yes.
All right.
Minutes are approved. All right, the one and only item of business on the agenda tonight is a comprehensive plan future land use map amendment and zone change. It's hearing on an application from Ashley Beach and Carla McIver Nelson to rezone lots 1 and 2 of Melham's First Edition from C1 Neighborhood Commercial District to R1 Single Family Residential, and to amend the future land use map of the comprehensive plan from neighborhood commercial to low-density residential. These properties are located at 300 and 304 6th Avenue Northeast. We will turn it over to city staff for the report.
Thank you, Chairman Demekis
Yes, sir.
and Commissioners. So, as you indicated, so Miss Beach is having difficulty refinancing her property due to the commercial zoning designation. And Ms. McIver Nelson, the second applicant, desires the residential zoning designation to align with the existing use of the property. So they both inherently have an interest in making sure that their neighbor has the same zoning designation as they do. So here's an aerial view. The property's on the southeast corner of 6th Avenue Northeast and 3rd Street Northeast. To the north of the property, highlighted in red, is Karmer's C-Store to the north. There's a laundromat immediately to the south, and there's a storage structure to the northeast across 6th Avenue Northeast. Those are the closest commercial uses in the area. Should mention too that the twin home that's subject to this application was built in 2005 under a previous edition of the zoning ordinance, which had allowed the construction of twin homes within the C1 Neighborhood Commercial District. Here's the existing zoning. As I mentioned, C1, adjacent to the east is R1, to the northeast C2, a little bit to the southeast M1 industrial, and there's some R1 in there. There's a hodgepodge of just about everything in this area. And the goal here is to extend the existing R1 zone to the east to encompass the twin home construction. Should mention that bringing the home into strict compliance with the existing zoning regulations would require a spot zone to R2 or a similar, more intense residential zone. However, in discussions with the applicant, in order for staff to support the rezone to R1 or a rezone to residential, it would have to be an extension of an adjacent residential district. So the building will continue to be non-conforming, but the use will become conforming. So in C1, no residential is allowed, even with mixed-use construction. So residential is just currently just not allowed at all within neighborhood commercial. Future land use for the area is neighborhood commercial. Again, they're asking for an extension of the low-density residential to the east to encompass their properties. Here's some site photos. On the left-hand side, you can see facing southwest is the west half of the home. In the rear is auto body sales, lot repair. And then to the northwest, that's Karma's convenience store. On the left, facing southeast, that's the structure itself showing both units. And then you can see the residential neighborhood further to the east. facing northeast, you see that storage structure that I had indicated previously. So in evaluating the proposal, weighted against the comprehensive plan, and in the comprehensive plan, it outlines several goals, one of them surrounding housing. And so staff finds that it's supported by housing goal number 1, 2, and 5. I've placed them here for you. And so ensuring housing development is compatible with existing and adjacent land uses while providing accessibility to public infrastructure, key community features, and natural amenities. Housing goal number 2 is provide a variety of housing types, densities, and choices to meet the life cycle housing needs of residents. Housing goal number 5 is maintain existing housing stock to ensure a high-quality environment in all residential neighborhoods. Just to point out that our comp plan largely surrounds through 2030 with the construction of this dwelling in 2005. Obviously, the life of this dwelling was intended to last longer than 25 years through the fulfillment of the comp plan. And therefore, when future land uses are specified for an area, they take into consideration the existing uses. However, the date of construction should also be taken into consideration, given that this is one of the newest, if not the newest, residential dwelling within several block area. It seems unlikely that it would be redeveloped as commercial specifically. So I provide findings here. So they submitted a complete application. It's consistent with the Minot's comp plan and supported by housing goals number 1, 2, and 5, as I just mentioned. The subject properties maintain a legal nonconforming residential use and corresponding legal nonconforming twin home structure due to changes in the zoning ordinance since the subject property and structure were established. A change in zoning district from C1 to R1 will bring the use of the properties, the residential component of it, into conformity with the current code, and the structure, twin home, will remain non-conforming. Change in zoning district will bring the properties closer to compliance with the current code, and the rezone request is in character with the surrounding zoning and use of the land. And the Minot Planning Commission has the authority to hear the case. And staff recommends approval of both the zoning map amendment from C1 to R1, and then also the future land use map change from neighborhood commercial to low density residential. And there are no accompanying conditions with the application. I'll stand for questions.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Is there any questions for staff? All right, seeing none, we will open the public hearing, which there is no public present, but if there's anybody that is in the hall or chooses to walk in randomly that wants to speak on behalf of this application, now is the time. And I see none, and I see nobody's come in, so we're going to close the public hearing and turn it over to the commission.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
Just for the record, Commissioner Gates is on through Teams. She was, during roll call, her microphone was muted, so she has joined the meeting. So if you can note her as being present, Mr. Baumgartner, would appreciate it. Thank you.
Very good.
This is Commissioner Bauman, and I'm going to chime in also. I was muted, I think, by the Teams app also, so I am here and participating also.
Very good. Thanks, Tim. All right, so the item is before the commission for its bidding.
Motion to approve based on staff finding of fact and recommendations.
Commissioner Wageness moves to approve based on findings of fact and recommendations. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Leiter. Any discussion? All right, seeing none, we'll call the roll.
Barnett,
Yes.
Bauman,
Yes.
Zemeckis,
Yes.
Gates,
Yes.
Hochhalter. Oh, he's not here. My bad. Coop.
Yes.
Leiter,
Yes.
Nestle,
Yes.
Alfredol,
Yes.
and Wageness.
Yes.
All right.
Motion carries. Very good. That is the extent of our formal business tonight. We got, I think, one or two other little pieces of other business, and we'll turn that over here to staff for the other business.
Thank you, Chairman. So just an update, zoning ordinance steering committee. So they finalized the draft ordinance. It will be online tonight. So as of tonight, after this meeting, our public information officer will post it, and it'll be available for comments. So there's a brief video that kind of explains the purpose behind it. It is a large document, and people are welcome to post comments. And if you guys would like to, it's okay. If you'd like to look through it or have any questions, by all means, just reach out to the planning department. The other item would be the planning commission reappointments. I have one more bullet after this as well, just super quick. All right, so just touching on the planning commissioner reappointments. Presently, we process commissioner reappointments periodically throughout the year, so depending on the expiration of the existing commissioner. I'm not entirely sure how things have gotten wonky, but they are, and so we'll have maybe somebody, one of the planning commissioners have an expiring term in March, another one in April, another one a few months later, and so on and so forth. And what it does is it provides confusion to staff, and it's just that much more to babysit through the process. And so really what we want to do is get away from that and just have something that be just take less work as far as ensuring that we have a full commission. With that, what we'd like to move to is to reappoint the existing city planning commissioners. This doesn't apply to the county planning commissioners. They would be supplied by the county. It's up to them to address, but effectively 2 planning commissioners would be reappointed through 2021, 2 more through 2022, so on and so forth through 2025. At the end of that, at the expiration, say in 2021, it would go to a 5-year term. And what this does is it creates, each year there would be 2 expiring terms at the end of the year. No surprises, it just gets things cleaned up so we're not having this random drop off of planning commissioners, maybe 3 1 year, 0 for 3 years, and then 5 more. So we just want to get away from that and just get into a clean and predictable system. With that, if there are preferences for this, I'll probably just base it on your existing expiration date and assign you the closest one that would align with yours. Otherwise, if you find yourself in a category, don't take offense. I'm going to randomize the remainder and just toss you in somewhere. Doesn't mean anything. It's just a matter of cleaning this up. This is the priority. So if you have a preference, let me know. Otherwise, I just wanted to give you a heads up that in January we'd reappoint our planning commissioners and get onto this new cycle. So is there any questions regarding that before I move on to the last item? Really the last item is that we don't have a January planning commission, so we did not receive any applications by the deadline. So with that, February will be our first meeting of 2021.
Okay, very good. Well, if there is no other business, then we are adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, John.
Commissioner Demakis. Oh, sorry. Kim Bauman.